Hello, everybody. How are you doing? It's Shelly Ann, and welcome to the broadcast. This is Affinity Dreams Live Your Dream, and today we will be talking about your daily health check. So, it's a wonderful day outside. It's fall, and the leaves are falling. My favorite time of the year. Maybe because I was born around this year, I don't know. But I don't like it when it's too hot or when it's too cold. And for me, the fall is just right. You may notice today that I'm wearing something that's zipped up to the neck. I happened to wake up one morning and I had a stiff neck and I couldn't turn my neck to the right. Had a bit of a crick in the neck, as they call it, but I think it's probably referred to as when you have a pinched nerve or something. And I had to work my way through that this week. So it's taken actually more than a week to be able to get mobility and stuff again. So I tried to do my workouts through it. Like I kept doing my workouts, trying to do my runs, but it was just a challenge. So I had to take a break. So today, we're going to be talking about how to avoid some of these things, like waking up and having a crank in your neck or waking up and feeling stiff. If you do this health check throughout the day, it will improve your chances of being a little bit more mobile and not finding yourself in a situation where you're waking up and you can barely move. When you wake up with and you're not able to move your neck and stuff like that, it's not an overnight thing. It's something that's been happening for weeks or days. It's just that you've been ignoring it, and so it finally catches up to you, and then one morning you can't get up out of bed, you can't move your head. So where I'm going to show you how to avoid that. I'm going to give you the steps that you do throughout the day, even at work, to make sure that you stay loose and all your joints are mobile and flexible, okay? But before we go there, I just want to remind you that I am on Facebook and I am on YouTube. So if you can like this broadcast, like this video, and share it, that would really be good. If you could follow me, follow my page at Affinity Dreams, that would be awesome as well. And if you can go over to the YouTube, my YouTube channel, and press that like button and also subscribe and spread the word, that would be lovely as well. Because I think this is stuff that people really need to know so they can live a more healthy, productive life. And remember what I told you, my goal is to help people age gracefully and to go into the golden years still being able to do the things that they love doing. It's no use if you're retired and you've got your all of the money that you work very hard to put aside to do things and you can't do it. Also, you don't want to end up on your back during your retirement either, not unable to get up out of bed or unable to get up from the couch you're sitting on, not being able to enjoy your grandchildren and stuff like that. Nobody wants that. So why am I wearing covering my neck? Is because the warmth helps to reduce the pain. The muscles are a little bit more looser in the warmth. I noticed that when I exposed my skin to the cold, it felt painful. I felt like the pain was going down into my bones. I guess as you get older, you're a little bit more susceptible to, to that kind of chronic pain, if you know what I mean, as it is already. So, and if you get an injury, maybe you feel it a little bit more than if you're younger. Who knows? The point of the matter is, this works. So I'm just keeping it warm, keeping a warm. I rubbed a balm on it, to a heat balm to keep it warm, and I've been moving it. I've been keeping myself mobile, doing gentle movements all the way through this injury. I didn't stiffen up and make it get to such a place that I can't bend my head or whatever. I just pushed through the pain just a little bit, not to the point to really severely harm myself, but just enough so that I just maintain that mobility. It's very important. I've had a lot of injuries in the past, so I kind of know the drill. I started putting the heat and the cold to reduce swelling and to keep the muscle nice and limber. I kept doing that, and I did everything I have to do, including, a little bit of recovery exercises and stuff like that. Like, I know how to get into recovery mode because I've injured myself so many times. It's just ridiculous. But that's part of living. That's what happens when you live your life. When you live your life, you end up, at some point or the other, injuring yourself. But some injuries can be avoidable. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about the injuries that can be avoidable. So when you sit for long periods of time, especially when you are at work, it begins to accumulate and you begin to develop some problems with your lower back, and especially with your hip. Okay, you may not notice it, just like I said, getting up out of bed with a stiff neck, unable to move your neck and stuff like that. You don't notice that right away. It's not something that happens overnight. It's something that happens, it's accumulated. Okay, you've maybe been sleeping the wrong way. Your pillow hasn't been supporting your neck. It's something ongoing that you have been doing that finally caught up to you. That's why you wake up and suddenly you are feeling this pain. Okay, it doesn't happen overnight. So the same thing with how you sit at work and how you and what you do during your day. It accumulates. After a little while, it begins, you begin to see signs of deterioration. And so you want to avoid that. Before we get into that, though, why don't we check in? I usually check in right away just to see how everybody's doing. And today I'm feeling fantastic. So you guys check in as well and just put in the comment fantastic. And remember, I always remind you to put hashtag replay if you're not on the live, but you're watching this after the fact. Okay, so here we go. So the first thing that you're going to do to get yourself set up for success in terms of health is to use this trusty little device if you have it. So what I do is I put into my phone at least half an hour or an hour, depending on what environment you're in. If you're in your little private office, as I am, and you work for yourself, or you're in a more flexible environment, maybe you could do it every half an hour. But maybe you're not. It's not that. You don't have that that flexibility. So maybe you want to put in your calendar for every hour that you are going to do your health check-in. That's right. Your health check-in happens throughout the day, not just once. So let's say every hour is reasonable. Every hour you put something either in your calendar, or I like to use my alarm and putting on a very low ring. Maybe you just want something that will buzz, that will shake your phone because you don't want to call attention to yourself. Whatever works for you. The point of the matter is you want to put into your schedule throughout the day to stand up. Okay. And when you stand up, you need to do some stretches every time. And trust me, even when I was in the corporate world, I did the same thing. Even when I was in office with other people, I would do the same thing. You have to decide whether your health is worth you taking the social risk. Because some people feel very self-conscious about getting up, especially if they're in a cubicle thing or they're in an open area. They'll feel self-conscious about getting up and stretching. Okay. But I think that it should become the norm, and people shouldn't make you feel weird because you're getting up and you're doing something that's healthy for your body, that's going to prolong your life, that is going to give you longevity. Okay, so either you have to decide to get over it or go find a private area. For me, get over it. Who cares? At the end of the day, you're not crawling out of your bed. Okay, you're at the end of the day, you're walking home and you're healthy, and you're not crawling out of your bed every morning, with pains all over your body. You can't even get up. Anyhow, it's totally up to you how you want to do it. I put it in my phone. I don't really care if people see me get up at work, but every hour I stand up. If you want to stand up and, go to get a cup of coffee or a cup of tea because you don't want to seem like you're strange, that's fine. Then you want to walk away, go somewhere else and do it. That's up to you. I get up, I go get myself some tea, I come back, and then I stretch right at my desk. Okay. And it's nothing too crazy. Like we're not doing calisthenics or anything. So I'm sure some of you know of this already. Okay. So the first thing that you want to do is you want to stretch out your arms and your hands and your fingers, because if you do a lot of typing, that can get stiff and you're doing a repetitive movement, and it could cause some kind of repetitive stress injury, right? So you don't want that. So you want that stretched out. So obviously, I want to stretch my hand this way, by just straight out in front of you. You put your hand straight out in front of you. If you could see that, you can see if you can get the full thing. So there's my hand. And then just press gently like this on your hand, okay? And then the other way as well. You do it this way. See? And then again, just gently press on your hand to just stretch out the wrists, your fingers, and get a nice stretch on your arm as well. Then after that, so you do it on both hands. Then the other thing is that take both your hands, put it behind your back, okay? And if you're flexible enough, grab hold of your elbows on both sides. If you can grab hold of your elbows, just grab hold of your arm like this with your arms behind your back, and then press back like this with your shoulders, and you lift your head. So you get a nice stretch right here to open that up. Okay. And you do that for about, I would say, 30 seconds. And do this while you're standing. Okay. Take every opportunity you can to stand up. Don't, sitting for prolonged amount of time is what causes problems with your hip flexors. They tighten up, and after a while they don't work properly. You put pressure on your lower back. You tend to hunch, so then you tend to get this shoulders, this kind of rounded shoulder thing that you see a lot of older people have. Okay, when you're sitting at your desk, try to maintain contact with the back of your chair. Let your shoulders, your back, maintain contact with the top of your chair while you're typing. Okay, that would be your measuring rod. Okay, if I don't have contact with the back of my chair, I'm not sitting properly. Okay, so that's while you're sitting during the day. But now getting back to the stretching, so you did these, right? And then you did this one, and then you stretch behind your back. Now for your head. Now most people, when you tell them to stretch their head, they go down this way, right? But you do that all day long. You're on your phone like this. You're looking down at your computer. So people that sit for prolonged periods of their desk, they want to stretch their head back. You want to pull your head back like this. Okay, so all the way back, nice and gentle and slow, and then you look forward again. Okay, not this one. You do enough of this. Okay, the muscles on here, okay, are continuously stretch forward. That's why you get this pain here. Okay, you want to stretch in the other direction. And then you want to stretch, of course, side to side like this. So you can just gently pull this way and gently pull this way. Okay, and when you do that, this arm, just let this arm drop and the shoulder drop. So, and you're pulling your shoulders dropping in the opposite direction of what you're to where you're pulling your head. So you get a nice stretch in the neck. And then, of course, you want to go side to side. All of this while you're standing, okay? Now, the other thing is you tend to jut your head forward like this because you're looking at the computer. You're like this, and you tend to jut. So you want to push your head back. So you will take your hand, put it on your forehead, okay? And you want to pull your head back and then gently push with your hand, okay? Do that about 7 times. So the holding, like all the holds that you do is 30 seconds, 30, okay? And then all of the actual movements that you move, the kinetic movements, those you want to do about 7 times. And when you stretch, you don't rush it. You hold it and reposition and stretch again. Okay, and then you need to grab this type of your chair, you see, with your opposite hand, and you just want to pull this way, pull towards the chair. The same on this side, this way, pull towards the chair. And then another one, which is very hard to demonstrate in the studio, I would need to have like a full body view, but I can walk you through it. If you bend between your legs, let your hands fall between your legs, just slightly open your legs, bend forward, let your hands and your head fall forward between your legs, grab the chair legs, take a hold of the chair legs, put your head and your hand between your legs, take a hold of the chair legs and pull forward in this direction. Okay, as you pull forward, you get a nice stretch of the back, the whole back, and that really alleviates the tension that's there. That's obviously you're doing that sitting down. This one, of course, yes, you're doing sitting down. So to recap, you're stretching this way and that way with your hands. Then behind, grabbing your elbows, you're stretching this way to open up the chest and to stretch out this whole upper part of your body and your upper back. And then you're stretching side to side, holding it for 30 seconds on each side, okay? 30 seconds hold here as well. 30 and 30 as well. Okay, then side to side, 7 times on each side, just as a guideline, okay? And this one, you're going back, not forward, back. Reposition your head 7 times, okay, right? And you hold it back maybe about 10 seconds or less, and you come forward and back and forward, okay? And then for the final one, and remember this one, stretching from side to side, 30 seconds, you hold, nice stretch. And then the last one is you bend down, go forward between your legs, bend forward, grab the legs of the chair, or if you're on a swivel chair, just try to grab the pieces that are at the bottom of the swivel chair, the pieces that are attached to the wheel, just try to grab a hold of whatever you can underneath the chair, hold on to it and give yourself a nice pull like this. Just pull, and you can do it even now. Even if you just can't get down that low, okay? And you can just open your legs and grab the middle of the chair that you're sitting on, and you take a hold of it like this, and even the seat, like if you hold the middle of the seat and just press yourself forward, and you're not even going down too low, like this, you're already beginning to feel it. Okay, so can you imagine if you could get a hold of the legs? You get an even deeper stretch if you can do that. And that's it. If you can do that every hour, and also during that hour that you check in, go and get yourself something to drink. Okay, not just coffee. It's healthier to get yourself some water or some tea. Tea has great antioxidants, a nice herbal tea. But as much as possible, drink just nice clear water to flush out your system, to keep yourself hydrated during the day. It's amazing what keeping yourself hydrated and then stretching every so often releases tension, reduces stress, and keeps you limber throughout the day. And most of all, getting up and take a walk. Walk at least once a day. Like maybe take a lunchtime and go for a nice long walk. All of these things reduces stress and helps keep you, like I said, limber and flexible. So, and it reduces health issues from sitting down all day long, because it's just not good for you. Well, that's it. That's your healthy check. You do it every day. Put it in your phone every hour, or you can even push it to every hour and a half. Just make sure that it depends on where you're working and the time that you have to do it. But the point the point of it is to do it on a regular basis and do it every single day. Well, that's all I have for you. And next week, I will be making an announcement. So stay tuned for that announcement. I have something really great coming up that I think you'll really enjoy. So I think that will be launched on Monday. So keep your eyes open and take care of yourself. It's a beautiful day. Get out and enjoy some of the sunshine. For those of you that are maybe watching on the other side of the world where it's not day, it might be night, then well, tomorrow get up and hopefully it's a wonderful day, and get out there and enjoy the sunshine. And like I said, at least once a day, go for your walk, even if you are working. Anyhow, this is Shelly Ann from Infinity Dreams. This is Live Your Dreams. And if you want to book a strategy session with me, I am available, and I am still providing free strategy sessions. So for a limited time only, I believe until the end of the year, I still have a lot of space open to take on people for new strategy sessions. So please take advantage of that, and also take advantage of what is coming up next week. Keep your eyes open, your eyes open and your ears open to see what I have planned for next week. So all you have to do to get in touch with me is book an appointment at calendly.com/Infinity Dreams. But if you go to any of my social media sites, you also see other ways that you can contact me, including on YouTube as well. If you look in the details section, you'll find all the different ways that you can get in touch with me. Anyhow, it was great talking to you again this week, and I'll see you next week at 2:30 on Saturday. Every Saturday at 2:30, I do my live. So nice seeing you again, and see you next week, everybody. Goodbye.